Hello and welcome to this fourth demo video. This is the one for the different social media tabs, and I want to show you how to input the data on the social media tabs on the Marketing Hub spreadsheet. They're all much the same, but I'll show you one or two variances. So let's start off with Facebook. When you want to post a new post, you need to put in the line number. So the line number is essentially the next line. Now, why do you need to put this? Well, because I was going to have this automated behind the scenes, but if you sorted the data, it mixed up all the line numbers and all that kind of thing. So you need to enter the next line number, which is just the next number in the sequence, number 6, for example. You can then type your post here. So you can type your post here. If you want to drop a line in Excel, you can't press enter. You press Alt and enter, and you'll drop down a line. You can type something else, whatever it might be. It'll resize to your post. So once you've typed your post in there, you've got your post started. When do you want to schedule this post? So if I'm now planning, say, for April, whatever, and I say, well, actually, this one needs to be on the 1st of April. At what time? 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't tick that until I actually schedule it on Facebook's auto scheduler. When you come here, you can now select to click that to select a custom link. You need to have the date of the post for the link, and you need to have the line number, because this actually includes the date and the line number in the query string for that particular code. So if I do that, that generates a code for me. Now it's using this website link here. It's not the full website link. In fact, I need to do this properly so you don't get confused. If I do this HTTP, put in the full link, /. Alright, so if I put that full link in, I can put in whatever link, whatever page I want to essentially send it to. And what it does then is when I come here and click create a link, it gives me that full, what I've got up here, plus the query string. So based on that link, not only does it send them to that page of my website, which here's my home page, but it knows that it's Facebook, that date, number 6. So it knows it's number 6 on this date, and it'll check and it'll find this one, and it'll, when it clicks back to the website, it knows which post that they've come from. So that's why it's important to create that custom link. And then what you do is I've left it unlocked to create, so you can come up here, you can copy that, and then you can say, type your post here, visit, paste. There you go. So you've got your link in your post, and that link is specific to this particular post. So that's how that's done. You can then go and assign this to a campaign, and that's it. Job done. So you type in what your post that you want to post, give it the next line number. If you do another one here, the line number will actually turn yellow to say you must give it a line number. You've got to give it a line number. You give it a date, time. You don't necessarily have to put the time in yet while you're busy planning it, but you need to at least have a date. Now, if you come and change this date later on, so if you decide, actually, I want to change the date, you will need to then reselect. So if I come here and go second, actually, no, it doesn't matter. If you change the day, it doesn't matter. If you change the month, so if you change it by month, if you change the day, it doesn't matter. If you change the month to 4th or 5th or whatever, then you would need to come here and select, because now that will change to 05, right? So if you change the month or the year, then come and change this. If you don't change the month or the year, just change the day, it's fine. The reason why I've got the month and the year in the query string is just so that if you start another spreadsheet next year and you happen to use, you're going to use the numbers are going to start at 1 again, and you've got data carrying over from last year, the only way to know that it's a new year is to check the date, the month, and make sure that it's correct. So yeah, if you change the date of your post, that's fine. If you change the month of the year, just reselect and just change the link in here. But that's all you really do. Post, date, time. When you schedule it, when I go online and schedule it on Facebook, so I know I've done it, it's scheduled, it's going to go off as planned, I then just come here and go, yep, I've scheduled it. this could in fact be scheduled or posted, because sometimes I post it direct and then I come and take a look and go, yeah, I've posted that. And that's it. That is all you need to do for all of your social media platforms. Let's just have a very quick look through. Facebook, you've got, that's understandable. Again, put your link up at the top here. So one thing I didn't mention. If this particular post you want to send it to your home page, and you put your home page in, select the custom link. If this time you want to send them to another page, you can come back here, change, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, other page, and then come here to the second link and select that, and it'll give you other page with a new query string. So you don't have to send them to the same page. And this one that you've already selected won't change because you've selected it, so it won't change with this. So each time you want to change the page, just change it up at the top and then select the ones you want for that page. And then you can copy this into your text, if that makes sense. So yeah, Facebook, LinkedIn is almost identical. Twitter, almost identical as well. YouTube, the only difference is your post is just your video title, so it's arguably a little bit shorter, but essentially exactly the same thing. If you want to put a link on your YouTube video in the description for people to come back to your website, then this will generate that link for that particular video, so you can put that into your video. The only one that's marginally different, excuse me, is the newsletter. Now, the reason why the newsletter is different is if you're anything like me, you're probably going to include stuff for about 4 or 5 campaigns in one newsletter. So what you can do is, here you can see I've got January's Spreadsheet Solutions January 2020 newsletter twice. Now, obviously, you don't want to post content twice here, but in this case, you do need to post, in the newsletter, you do want to post it twice because they're in different campaigns. If I'd selected the same campaign for both of them, it's going to flag up in red and tell me this is duplicate content because it's the same campaign. If I do different campaigns, it will accept it. Now, different campaigns means that I've created a link for this particular thing, which is campaign 1, and I've created a link for that one, which is campaign 2. So what it does, it'll give me the same impressions and the same engagement from the newsletter because there's only one, lots of impressions and that kind of thing coming in. But the actual clicks will be different because it will depend which one they clicked on, if that makes sense. So if you want to put the entire newsletter in one campaign, so say if you the whole newsletter is a Christmas campaign, everything's in one, and you can use the same link throughout the entire newsletter, that's fine. But if you've got different campaigns within one newsletter, put each different campaign on a separate line. So you might have the same newsletter 4 or 5 times with different campaigns. That's fine. It will monitor the clicks. Just make sure you select all the different custom links and use those in the applicable part of each newsletter. I think that's all. The only other things that I do need to mention is if something goes wrong on the spreadsheet, or you haven't done something, or there's a warning, as you saw earlier when I put the duplicates in it flagged up, all of your warnings will be listed below here. So there are a fair number of them. It'll tell you what they are. It'll not only show you here, but it'll highlight at the top of that respective column, and it'll highlight the actual text where there's a problem, so you can see what's going on. Not only that, but if you go to your schedule report, it'll give those same warnings up here so you can see them all in one place. You can resort this data by any of the columns if you want to, but just bear in mind that your line number represents which line the text is in. So regardless of what order this is in, when you come back here, you'll get the next number. I think that is all. I've shown you how to copy this across to there when you put the data in, copy and paste values across. If you haven't seen that, have a look at the data input video. There is something else. This column here, the gray column, post ID override. There are times when if there's a really, really long text string, you can only check the first 255 characters of a text string. So if you've got a really long post, or if something funny is going on, where sometimes I've had the situation where you put in a comma or apostrophe or something, and it's here on the spreadsheet, but it doesn't pick it up on Twitter or LinkedIn or something, and it comes out differently. And the spreadsheet doesn't recognize the post number, so it doesn't know what it's looking for. There are other times where maybe you may write two extremely long posts and it may think that they're the same number and it'll give them both the same number or anything. There are two things to look out for. If you paste the data into the data paste and you come here and you see, okay, there's no data in now, so you won't see it, but all these numbers are here and one row is missing numbers, that's a good indication that it can't find that data. If they're naught there, then it's fine because the answer is naught. But if there's nothing there, or it looks suspicious, or it's the same two rows, the same thing, or that kind of thing, it might be picking up the wrong data. You can actually come and have a look when you've got the data, and it'll show you which post ID it's using. Now, I've set things in place not to flag up duplicate post IDs if they're from different campaigns, in case you want to put one post down to various campaigns. But if they are, if one of these turn red, that's a very good indication that you've got something's wrong because it's got two posts with the same campaign that are showing up together. The other thing that may happen is this cell here might turn yellow. Now I put this text in here because that one did turn yellow previously to say it couldn't find that particular thing. So if any of these post IDs turn yellow, what you need to do is go to your raw data, find that post ID for that particular post. So what's probably best to do is to go back to here, find that post, find the post ID, copy that ID section of the number, come back here and paste the values into this cell here. Because if you paste it in there, what you're essentially doing there now is you're saying, ignore what you think it is, that's the post you look for. And whatever you post in here will take preference. So if you're not sure if the data, if it's picking up the correct data or there's something suspicious or whatever, just get the right post, put it in here, and whatever you put in here, it will look up and it will ignore everything else. So you can do a manual override to force it to find a particular post if it's struggling. And as I said, one of these showing up red means that you've got duplicates here, so you want to check those. And if one of these cells here show up yellow, you want to put something in there as well because it can't find that. However, because there's so many checks to try and make sure it knows what it's doing, otherwise it's going to show up everything is yellow, you may have a situation where it doesn't show up red and it doesn't show up yellow because it thinks it knows what it is, but it still actually has the wrong data. And that, the only way, unfortunately, to pick that up is if you have a look and you see something suspicious in these impressions and engagements, like two duplicates, or for argument's sake, something that, especially something that's all blank when everything else is filled in. Now, obviously, bear in mind, if you've posted January's data and the post is in February, then it's going to be blank. You want to look up, you want to see if you posted January's data and this is the post that you did in January and there's no numbers in there, that's a very good indication to go and have a look and see what's happening. But here you can see the post ID that it's looking up. If it's the wrong ID, simply put the right ID into the gray column. It will replace this ID here and it'll look up the right thing. So that's just the manual override that you've got if you need that particular function. One last thing on the Twitter data. Now, if you're anything like me, I post a few Facebook posts and LinkedIn posts. I don't post an awful lot, but Twitter, you kind of go nuts because you're putting out tweets fairly often. If you might not want to sit typing up each post in here, putting in the links, all the rest of it, what I've done is there's a standard product. It's in the basic range. It's a basic range product, and it is called the Tweet Creator. Now, if you're using the Tweet Creator, which we sell, which helps you to type up tweets, include them with include different hashtags in those tweets and times, and schedule them and all the rest of it, and actually just randomize and put them all out in random order over a certain period of time. That one generates your tweets for you. What I've done is on the schedule over here, I've added in this data here, which fits exactly with this spreadsheet. So all you need to do is say, if you've already done, for argument's sake, if I've already done this data, and I've already scheduled all of these tweets, and I've got up to number 23, and my next number is number 24, if I go to the Tweet Creator and say next number in sequence is 24, you can see that starts 24. Then what I can do is I can copy that, which is the next lot of tweets, copy that, come back here, paste values into here, right click, paste values, and it's all scheduled exactly as it needs to be. It even knows what the custom links are and everything. It's worked out the custom links already from the other spreadsheet. So if you are using this tweet creator, as I said, this part here, all you need to do is put the next number in sequence, and then you can just simply copy this data, paste value straight into the hub spreadsheet. Just close that straight into the hub spreadsheet, and it's done. The other ones I figured we'd probably be doing manually anyway because they're just one at a time, whereas Twitter, you do a lot of tweets at once. So I hope that that's all self-explanatory. As I said, if you're concerned where to get this raw data from and how it works and all the rest of it, do watch the data input video. But the data input video combined with this one should be able to help you. Yeah, as I said, some of the stuff does sound quite complicated the first time you do it, but when you get used to it and understand why you're doing it, it should become easier. So yeah, I wish you all the best with that. Thank you. Bye-bye.